All right, hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Unit 8 Learning Outcome. I can add and subtract polynomials. It's just a little bit more on that. So you have the option. There's just two problems. You can do them on your own and then check and see if you got them right. Like scroll through the video to the end. Or you can write them down as I go through them. Okay, so taking a look at this problem, I see that it's an adding problem. So I don't really have to do anything. I don't have to change it to adding the opposite. I am just going to take a moment to combine my like terms. So I see things to the third power, that's the biggest exponent, so I'm going to write those next to each other. 5x to the third plus 3x to the third. My next biggest exponent I see is 4x squared, so plus 4x squared. I see a 4x plus 4x. And then finally I've got minus 2 and minus 6. So minus 2, minus 6. So that got messy. All right, so then it's just a matter of adding those like terms. Okay, remember when we add, the variables, the exponents do not change, only the coefficient, the number in front. That's going to be the thing that changes. Okay, so 5 plus 3 is 8x to the third. There's nothing to add to the 4x squared, so I just have plus 4x squared. That 4x, again, there's no like term with that, so it just comes along for the ride, and then minus 2, minus 6, so that gives us minus 8. Final answer. There's nothing else to do. We can't simplify it any further there. All right. It's a subtracting problem. So, of course, since I see the subtraction sign, I'm going to change it right away into adding the opposite. So I'm going to write it all again. Oops, not in yellow, in black. 4d minus 6d to the third plus 3d squared. Okay, and then I'm going to write it as adding the opposite of 9d to the third. That's negative 9d to the third, or you could have just written it as minus 9d to the third. Okay, and then the opposite of 7d, so that's plus negative 7d, or just minus 7d. And then the opposite of minus 2, that's going to be plus 2. Okay, now again, in class, I know I saw some of you taking those like terms and putting them next to each other. You have that option. You could do that. You could, or you could just give your answer so you can identify there's a like term and there's a like term. I don't like that it does that. Okay, so you could rewrite that and put all of the biggest exponents first. I'm going to do that because I know several of you did in class. Negative 6d to the third plus negative 9d to the third. I'm just going to write that as minus 9d to the third. Okay, my next biggest exponent is 3d to the second plus 3d to the second. Okay, I see some d's by themselves, so plus 4d plus negative 7d, which is the same as minus 7d. And then this 2 is all by itself. Okay, so now I wrote them all right next to each other. Now I can just do that adding and subtracting. So negative 6 minus 9. Negative 15 d to the third. 3d to the second, that's not changing at all. 4d minus 7d, it's going to give me minus 3d, and that plus 2. Final answer. All right, thanks. Bring anything you are still struggling with to class, and we'll answer those questions. Thank you so much.